Hi, it's Jessica. I'm doing my literature connection this week on The Crossover by Kwame Alexander and then the reading about differentiated instruction. Sorry, I struggle with that word for some reason. Um, I'm going to start with like a general reflection first on the reading this week. I have to say that I totally understand the need for differentiated instruction, and obviously, as a teacher, I will put it into place and everything. But one thing that I can say is I kind of was reading both of the different styles of it, and I see the benefits, like the pros and cons of each one. And if I had to choose, like if I was like, I'm going to stick with this one or I'm going to stick with that one, I would have to, like personally, I think I would go a little bit more towards not Miss Cooper. I'm sorry, I want to make sure that I'm getting the correct answer. Miss Manley, and how she teaches her fourth grade class and she teaches as a group, but then gives the students differentiated assignments. I kind of like that better because I don't remember if it was in our class or if it was in another class that I read somewhere or heard a discussion about how putting students into leveled groups can really affect them, like not only like affecting their education, but like affecting, well, not education, I'm sorry. It doesn't only affect their, yeah, education. It also affects their like self-esteem, and they can think like I'm not good enough or like he's smarter than I am, and I'm in a lower group and maybe they won't try as hard or do as well. And I can see the idea of like putting them into the groups based on what they need, because then you're able to like touch base with them a little bit more. But I also do really feel that it would be pretty simple to combine the two methods. Like you could, I was thinking of it again with the teacher's companion. So in my mind, there's the teaching companion, and we're actually doing our next teacher companion on the crossover. So let's say I was going to do, my assessment was going to be them performing a play based off of the book, like a portion of the book or something. And during that, I had to teach my reading strategies or my writing strategies or some other like part of the teacher companion. I could see having, like in Miss Manley's class, having differentiated assignments within centers or within even the reading strategy, writing strategy lessons. Like having just like the general base, like this is the lesson that we're doing, but then giving the students that need it each their own differentiated like assignments. Like let's say we're working on, um, I wouldn't know off the top of my head, but we're working on something, let's say as a group, we're having a lesson on it, and then I'm sending them off, and Bob, Sue, and Timmy are all getting their little different, not rubrics, but their different little assignments that they need to do. And there's just no, just because I have a different assignment means I'm any different. It just means that you're at this level. That's, we're going to help you with whatever level you need to get to. That's something I've always worried about differentiated instruction as well. I feel like there's almost no way to make it so that no student or students are singled out. Like, how do you, and I know it's a matter of teaching all of the students to like respect and to be able to understand that everybody's different and that and this and that. But then I'm sure there's still just students that will point out that so and so is doing something different or this person's doing that. So that's definitely something that like worries me for when I become a teacher. Like I don't want my students to feel less than just because they're doing a different assignment than anybody. But on but also on the like the flip end of that is maybe they're doing a lower level assignment. There's also those students that need like the extra push that are getting like the harder assignments and the extra, oh sorry, the extra little pieces. So then there's the worry of, well, they're going to call him or her a nerd and they're going to do this. So I try to prep myself for like worst case scenario, as I'm sure everybody does. But so going back to the differentiated instruction, I'm sorry, I kind of went on a tangent there. But so during the teacher's companion, having the different strategies, the different centers and everything, but then also even during the teacher's companion, there are the different times where you would be meeting with small groups. So you would still have that opportunity to meet with the small groups and still focus on the things that they need to focus on, and being able to reach everybody at their own level and to be able to make sure that you're still focusing on similar aspects of the learning, but everybody's getting it at their own level. So even though as a class we're reading the crossover and we're going over, it's very prose heavy, it's written kind of similar, very similar to Brown Girl Dreaming, where it's all poems, and it's really cool. But so going over the poems and going over different types of poems. So as a class, reading the crossover, giving the students their differentiated like little assignments and things like that, but then also meeting with small groups, reading different poetry books, reading different prose kind of stories, and being able to check in with each group at their own level and making sure that they're understanding what they're reading, how they're reading it, how it's coming across, maybe looking for different like parts of speech or like types of poems and things like that, depending on their level. Differentiated instruction is definitely something, like I said, like kind of worries me and I'm a little nervous about doing in general, but teachers do it all the time. So it's really great to be able to read these kind of articles to get like ideas and to understand like why it's so important and different ways that it's we're able to incorporate it into the classroom. Thank you.